Come on, Gaijin, let's fucking...
Okay, that was off the straight
Mary.
No, it's okay.
Whoa.
No, you have to forgive him. He's Israeli.
No, you don't have to
We
forgive
hit each
him.
other. We fuck immediately, and then we kiss, and then we talk, and then we chat, and then we, do all the rest.
Okay.
First
Which is a
order.
family podcast,
Luke,
as in
okay.
we all keep it within the family. If you
We keep
know
it
what I
within
mean.
the family.
You mean like incest?
Exactly what I mean. Yes.
I'm just gonna let y'all get it all out of your system because you're not gonna get me to
Oh,
shut
it's
up after these
everywhere.
questions. No, I'm serious. Like, any of these questions, I could sit here and talk about for like an hour.
Well, good. You have one.
We'll be sure to backhand you if you go on too long.
This 20-part.
It's about him. He's supposed to go on forever.
Ever and ever.
Well, not ever. If you we'll be able to. If you stop. If you stop and there's still 30 minutes and we've answered everything, we can fill the void. Trust us.
Oh, I believe that.
Please let us fill the void.
Yes, we can fill the void.
With our Goomba
You
penises.
just want to fill your void.
There it is.
I'm already married to someone who does that very well.
Hey-oh!
Oh.
She fills your void? Hold on.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Everyone has their things they're
Shit.
into.
Different strokes.
Oh my god, is that Cyberboink?
Nope.
It might be. I haven't checked.
Alright.
I'm just waiting
Alright.
for Sai to say, surprise, I've been recording this whole time.
Surprise! I've been recording since I look like a chode, I think.
I hope you animate this then.
Do it! I see my handsome ass as an animated character.
Don't hold your breath. Alright, okay, we got everybody here. I'm your host, Super Psyguy. I didn't write down who's here, so I'm gonna totally forget everybody. Today we're joined by Yoav Lander.
Okay, go on.
That's Sean.
In movies, there has to be a plot twist.
Katie.
Somebody's gotta tell him.
Cheru.
Did you learn that at bird school, which is for birds?
Cyberlink.
The 90s didn't go away. It just sunk into aisle 3.
Frob.
Burn my Cosmo.
Gabriela Riga Gonzalez.
You know I've got no milks.
Fuck! Gage. Gage.
Smoke's in the locker.
Trunks.
Check out my gaper.
And Jack.
Hello. Where is my warm glass of piss?
Cheer. Did I already? I thought I did
Yes.
Cheer. Okay. Did I miss any of the regular people that are supposed to be
No.
here? Okay. Alright, today we're joined by a very special guest, Mr. Gaijin Goomba.
AKA the man who looks like a penis.
How did you people sign me up for this?
It's called bribery.
I put
Not
a gun there.
drugs.
Not drugs.
Oh lordy,
We,
that's a good joke.
We went up to your door and said, "Would you please help? Would you please come to the show?"
We didn't knock or anything. We just went up and started yelling at his door.
As we are wont to do on occasion.
He agreed to just make us go away.
I think it
I
has
feel
something
like
to
you
do with
can't
this.
just
Celebrity is not
kidnap
people.
people, right?
I
We
just
all-
bought a new
Celebrities are
kidnapping
not
sack.
people.
We got a new kidnapping sack. It says kidnapping.
What comes on the kidnapping set?
Oh, that's great.
It comes with a
sack?
big bag,
Some chloroform, rope.
That's pretty
a
old-fashioned,
baseball
though.
bat, just
You'd
in
need
case.
some bait. I'm hard pressed to get out of my apartment.
All right. Okay. So, very important question that I know all of our viewers and all of your fans have been dying to know. If you could be any type of tree, which tree would you be, and why?
That would be the Clara japonica, or also known in Japan as the Sakaki tree. And I would go with that tree because it's like one of the most holiest trees in all of Shinto. Like whenever you see Shinto-y people doing rites and rituals and stuff, and they have that branch, it's from that tree. So yeah, I wouldn't be easily chopped up and turned into paper.
That's
I
cool.
think
honestly
that's the most
thought you were gonna-
legitimate
That was
answer to that
really well
question we've
researched.
ever
That was
gotten
one of
on
the
this
best
show.
answers I've ever heard.
I gave him the questions beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Unlike Todd
Okay.
Habercorn, who was like,
Okay,
I honestly-
the other
I
thing
thought you
too
were gonna-
is that there's those big ass oaks that you see in
Yeah.
like shrines and stuff. They've got the white paper wrapped around them. If I couldn't be the thing that I said before, it would be the thing that it would be that.
You would have hostage bands all over you.
That's
Whoa.
kind of mean to put paper all over a tree. It's like, hey, check out these corpses. I'm gonna wrap you in them.
It's like going up to somebody,
Oh,
hey guy, I made you a coat out of skin.
Isn't that what we wear?
No,
this is
human
more-
skin.
I wonder how cuddly that would be.
You guys don't
Very.
wear human skin?
This is
Like
your
that.
Oh,
sister.
no, because we're not furries.
we're not sharks.
like you.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Honestly, Gaijin, I thought you were gonna say sycamore because you love that sycamore.
Moving on.
He doesn't want to admit that he's bi.
Well,
That's I love it. Okay, whoever has to, go ahead.
Why? Why the high-pitched voice?
You know, you guys are gonna be really disappointed because I've got a ton of just regular ass answers for these.
Well,
But
Take
yeah.
it for
Something.
3.
It's okay,
So-
we got stuff to do.
So the reason why I did the voice, at first I was really super paranoid about giving out who I was because I was doing something very different, and I knew that it was going to suck starting out. My audio was back then incredibly terrible. I was also just basically a Paper Mario sprite. The other thing too is that I wanted to do something very, very different from what everyone else does, i.e. sit in front of a computer and talk. I wanted to create a character for a multitude of reasons: marketability, brand, icon, ship, whatever. And even if I wanted to go back to, even if I wanted to use this voice, I can't, because the majority of the people are already they've already attached the voice with the character, and yeah, in spite of everything, when people complain about that voice, I've got this 9-second video of me talking with this voice through my character, and everyone's like, "Oh, this sounds awful." I'm like, "I know, that's why I don't do it."
You're one of the few people who actually listens to the annoying, bitchy people.
Well, they keep me on my toes, and sometimes they have good advice.
but only sometimes.
but only some, the other times they don't.
Other times is exactly what you'd expect.
Pretty.
when are you gonna do another Okami video?
I was waiting for a snort.
It's a beautiful, beautiful voice right there.
I didn't put that on here. God damn it. Oh, Katie.
Choose me, I chose
All right.
him.
Okay, seriously, what is with the giant tits on your wife's happy little character?
What, you jelly?
Yes.
I'm a little, okay?
They're not
I'm
as
very
good as
little.
mine.
Okay.
Right
For
about
realsies, as Sai and Gabby both know, my wife is short and very voluptuous. All right?
That is true.
Yes.
Pinky.
Now,
God.
a lot of people love to assume that I created her character without her consent or knowledge or whatever. She told me exactly what she wanted her character to be, and
I want
that
my breast to be this big.
pretty much. 'Cause you
So
can't,
we need
put
to ask her why they're that big.
you can't. Yeah, pretty much. You need to ask her, not me. Because she's. You know what? I better not. Well, you know what? Screw it. Her rumpus is far bigger. But you can't put that. You can't put that on a Goomba. You can put boobs on a Goomba and make
You
it
can
work. You
try.
can't
Oh,
put a
I will
butt.
put whatever I want on it.
All right, then you know what?
Well then.
Accept the challenge, and then I want to see some fan art.
All right, working on it right
Well,
now.
I'm
Bob,
opening up
get to work.
Photoshop right now.
Oh no.
Doing this. We're making this happen.
Do it.
Well, if there's anything to say about us, dedicated.
Dedicated. Rob's doing it. Everyone's drawing it. Fan
Dedicated
art.
and medicated.
I'll make a fan song, maybe.
Oh, am I drawing again?
Remix that.
Goomba got a big old butt.
Okay.
So
Fine.
I like big Goomba that cannot lie.
Other brothers can't deny.
I will totally give you the audio for that. I will do that entire song in Goomba voice.
Oh my god, yes.
Do it.
That would be.
We have created something great.
Get Clownfish, do it now.
Tombstone, your fans already complain enough you're not doing what you normally do. Now they would just be like, what the fuck?
I told you to do something, but not this.
Any of my fans listening to this are going to be all like, I did not know this about Gaijin.
I'm a fan, so I already didn't.
Well, there you go, Jack. You're gonna be very surprised by the end of all this.
Everybody's reaction in real time.
Oh, I just realized something, Jack. When we have to leave, can I ask you to hit the road?
Okay.
I get it. Can I say
Hello,
goodnight?
Jack.
I hate you.
I'm not gonna dignify that with a song.
I actually got a coffee mug that plays a
Wow, way to
song.
go! Oh no, sorry. All right, who has the next one? I don't care.
Well, I see how it is.
I care a lot now.
Suddenly I care more.
Yes.
Okay, real questions because that's what it says on this document.
That
What led you
Sai
to
sent
create? Shut up. What led you to create Game Exchange?
Oh, that's a story and a half. Okay, so very long story short. When I got back from the JET program, i.e. 2 years teaching in Japan, I tried to get with a couple of Japanese companies, and apparently that wasn't ever going to happen because I just wasn't good enough for them. And so I just kind of went into this downward spiral of what the heck am I going to do and how am I going to make what I've done for the last 12 years of my life relevant.
I know. I'll make an ass of myself on the internet.
Partially. But no, it kind of hit me. I was watching James, AVGN, talking about Mario 3, and when he got to the Tanuki suit, he was like, they must have been smoking crack. I'm like, James, no, stop. It makes sense. And then I noticed this trend. There was this giant trend of just people being
Inconsiderate
really
assholes.
pretty kind of, but it wasn't. God, this is hard to explain. It's like I understand that they were cracking jokes about it because they didn't understand it at all. But I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. Like when JonTron did Monster Party, I was like, this is a great episode idea because John was just freaking out over so many different things, and I'm like, John, it actually does make sense if you just look at it from the perspective of Japan, which no one can do because not too many people can. Not a lot of people have had that experience. So I decided to take my experiences in Japan because originally the show was called Gaijin Gamer and was specifically about Japan. Take all of my experiences from that and explain all of this weird crap that we keep seeing in the old NES and SNES games. So that's kind of where it came from.
So where does the onion ring and Monster Party fit in?
Well, if someone would watch my episode, you'd find out.
I thought it was like a
Snap.
substitute
That's
for
what we
the
call a
tempura
plug.
shrimp or some shit.
Watch the episode, find out. It's a thing called kushikatsu. Look it up.
I will, I promise.
I'm sorry.
I feel bad now.
Hang on, I gotta get a shirt off. Hang on.
Okay. He's
Aw,
gonna strip
yeah.
for us.
I didn't know Goombas wore shirts.
It's more of a tube.
I mean, yeah, look at his icon, man.
Come on, I mean the legs and the head.
So it's a
seems to
skirt?
fit-
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
No. It's a kilt.
He's a kilt.
It's a kilt.
Who has number 5?
I've another 5. I'll read it. Give me a second. It's very hard question. It takes very long. How
Learn your English.
you meet Matt Pat?
You mean the Let's Players?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the two best friends play guys.
Two best friends
In
play.
particular, Matt Pat. How did you meet him?
Right over the head. Sorry. How I met Matt Pat. Okay, so when I first got started and I was just posting on Screw Attack and whatnot, I was like, okay, I'm going to take this big stupid risk. I know I'm going to get ignored, but screw it. And I reached out to a handful of people to try and get their thoughts and opinions on my show because no one else had really done what I'm doing, with maybe the exception of Did You Know Gaming, and that's kind of half the time. So I reached out. I got responses back from the Extra Credits team, briefly from Brental Floss, and then like 18 billion paragraphs from MatPat.
Did
And,
Brental Floss reply to you in song like, "No, I cannot accept this meeting"?
No, I wasn't that lucky. But no, he just had some words of encouragement and whatnot. I mean, there's been a lot of inspirations for me to do what I do, and he was one of them. But anywho, where was I? So we started talking a bit more and more and more, and he was like, okay, I have this idea. I want to get you and Ronnie together with my channel, because at the time the Game Theory channel was like somewhere between 30 and 50,000 subscribers.
Oh,
and
not too many.
No, not really. It was still relatively small. And he had this big, giant master plan to basically take over YouTube, and it's working.
That bastard.
I mean, like, not to toot our own horns or anything like that, but yesterday we passed Game Grumps. So,
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
that's quite an achievement.
I don't mean it to sound like a competition, because I mean we do our thing, they do their thing.
No,
but
fuck
I mean,
fuck you, Eagle Raptor, fuck you, Danny. We'll take you all on.
No, but considering
John.
that Game Grumps have a very interesting community that most of them derive of just watching for the entertainment factor, and you guys are doing something different with gaming, which is actually putting information. It's more like infotainment, really. So it's like having subscribers for that kind of thing is definitely something that I applaud for, and it's good that people love that kind of stuff rather than just entertainment for what it is.
Right.
So yeah, so that's great and fucking awesome.
Because and it's just something that me, Matt, and Ronnie, all three of us bring something a little bit different yet similar to the table, and that's why we can all make it work under one channel. And it takes an incredible amount of trust to make that work. It was not always easy for me and Matt to get things going, but he's proven to me without a shadow of a doubt to be 100% trustworthy, and I continue to trust him.
Very cool. Awesome.
That's
Who
very
had,
honorable.
Like I said, I got a bunch of real answers for these questions.
No, real is good.
So boring.
Ah.
You
Also,
guys
Jack,
are
read the
boring. I
chat,
like the real
goddammit.
answers, yo.
Who has 6?
Oh, that would be me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my. The question is, do you think you would ever be doing as well if you weren't part of Game Theory?
See, I don't think I would be, but MatPat keeps telling me that I would. He just says that he's accelerated my growth. I don't.
Goomba jokes.
He's just plugging you into a million other people.
That's it. Like, I had talked with him recently because we before had a meeting right before our big giant collab episode, right? So, what was it? So, damn, I lost my train of thought. You guys keep doing that.
Sorry.
But
Rob apologized.
But anyway, I keep asking him. I asked him from time to time, like, Matt, I keep telling him I don't think I could have gotten where I am today if it wasn't for your help. Basically being my distributor and my YouTube counselor. And he said, no, I think you could. I think you could be as big as you are now. I just accelerated the process, and I'm like, I'll take that for the compliment that it is. But I personally don't think I would, because Matt has been able to introduce me to an exceptionally large audience, and that's what the game is all about now. It's about how big, like to what audience of what size can you introduce yourself into. So that's really the name of the game.
Okay.
It's all about them views, bitches.
Pretty much.
The views, bitches.
Well, views you can always get by just, asking people to watch this and that viral video, but I guess, the point is to find a good community to latch onto first, and then, find yourself out of there.
Exactly. That's why when people ask me, how did you get to where you were? I said, you got to network like crazy, and you have to find your audience, and it's got to be a well-knit community. I got started at Screw Attack, and that's how I started to get big. Other people are going to places like Hidden Block, and they're getting big from there. Well, bigger. And that's just what you have to do. You cannot just make a video and put it on YouTube and expect it to do well over time, because you're not going to reach anyone.
Well, that's what 90% of the people in high school are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Posting shit on Vine.
Hey guys, I made this crappy parkour where I land on my ass.
I tried to put everything
Well,
on
6 seconds.
Vimeo. I think Vimeo's really gonna boom.
Daily
I'm being
Motion is
facetious.
the
But the
future.
problem, but
Daily
Vimeo is more like a portfolio thing. It's not really YouTube by any means. It's more like put something that you worked on for a long time, and then you can share it with people who are, professionals or whatnot. It's not.
Yeah,
YouTube,
but Vimeo
really.
lets me put my dick on it.
Oh, that's.
And show producers.
Well, I'm
keep that in
sold.
mind.
This is a.
All right, who had the next one?
I'll take the next one.
You can have it.
Cool. If you could get any person ever on your show, who would you love to have guest?
Well, probably me, but I don't know about you other.
Not you.
Okay.
I'm not asking you. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Okay, I'll hit the road.
Well,
Okay.
I've already had some very good guests. Sai was one of them, and in fact, Sai, I don't know if you know this, but even to this day, it's been the highest viewed video I have ever created. So you should be very proud of yourself.
I am proud for once again leeching off of Sonic.
What about ponies? What about ponies?
What about
yeah.
ponies?
What about ponies?
Well, there's not a game exchange episode about ponies.
Oh, don't even start. I have had legitimate comments being like, "Do a game exchange about ponies." What do I talk about? They're ponies.
Yeah, that was me. That was me posting about that in the comments.
Tombstone.
That's
Unicorns
Tombstone.
Okay, sorry.
From
Anyway, no. Let me go back. People I would like to have. I wish John would have been in my freaking Monster Party video. I referenced him a handful of times, and I basically addressed everything that he was cracking jokes on. And that's not a knock against him. It's that his comedy influenced me to actually research the real meanings behind it. I would, and John's just got a crazy energy that I've not seen anyone else have. I would love to have Gerard from the Completionist come on, because I know after completing all these games, I'm sure he's got tons of questions about where in the world does this come from or that come from. I'm about ready to, spoiler alert, do one if not several Zelda videos, and I'm like, I know PPG has an extensive understanding of all these games, and I would love to have him on board. And he actually responded back. I mean, he couldn't do it. He's got other stuff going on, but I'm like, PPG, I want
Next year for Zelda month.
Zelda month is all year. Like, I don't even
It
care.
truly is
No,
the year of Zelda.
a month and a half.
It's the year of Luigi.
Oh, you're
Ride never ends.
Luigi month.
Look, guys, I don't mean to
Honestly-
get on your case, but spoiler, guys, I'm going to you'll have a good time with this link I'm going to do in my next video. It could be anything.
Sai, you give too many people too much credit.
you like to even I think you'll really have a good time with the
And
next
then I
video.
pull-
It'll really
and
link. Thanks.
Please follow the link in the description.
The other guy that I would like to have Egoraptor, because he's got a very analytical mind when he wants to express it.
Well, as a pet, I would like to have.
No.
I'd
Can I
like a
keep him?
Egoraptor as my pet.
God.
Fetch. Go.
Anywho. But yeah, those are. I mean, but I want anyone who has a deep love of a specific game and wants to be a part of telling and teaching people about the actual culture behind it. I don't. A lot of people collab just so they can get more exposure, and no one's going to believe me when I say it, but I want to collab with people because I want their insight on the games that they love. So that's why I went to you for Sonic. Because
that was really cool, though. That was awesome to be part of that, because I have a certain I love Sonic 06. It's terrible. I love it.
It's terrible.
It was stolen. I bought another one.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I played it in 06, I was like, how could there be a bad Sonic game? I love this game.
I remember having the exact same naivety.
people are still to this day saying, "Why do you hate Sonic 06, Gaijin?" And I never said it was a bad game. I said
It is a bad game, but
that's not the point, though. other people say it's a bad game, and I said other people said it was a bad game.
You said it was Satan.
It's the 99% who hate
Point out
Sonic
references.
06.
Man, I love the big Bible passage you gave me to read. I'm like, oh god, oh no.
I was actually a little afraid that people would be turned off because like it wasn't you. It was like I had the passage as well from the Quran. And I'm like, I'm really worried people are going to get really bored of me just quoting text. But apparently people liked it well enough.
Can't get bored of comparing Sonic 06 to Satan.
One of the things I wanted to tell you is that every so often I get one of my friends pops up and like, hey, I just got into game theory. I'm like, oh, cool, and I watched this episode, and all of a sudden you're there, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Then I stopped watching it forever.
Then I stopped. Now I unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe.
You ruined the scum's
Link comment
videos.
unsubscribe.
That's just always funny. Where I was like, so you're in game theory? It's like, oh yeah. All right. Who wants the Jack? Jack, you get to do the next one. I'm so proud of you.
What's the next one?
Number 8.
Number 8.
I didn't even know I could count that high.
All right.
Hilarious.
I know. I'm sorry.
Count the potato. I had to say that. I don't know. Just
no. Well, we're judging you. It's okay.
Oh my god, get on with it.
Ask the question, please.
It's right here. It's right there. It's this one. It's the one. It's that one. This is the question. That's the one you want to ask. This is the one. It's right there. Go ahead.
Read from top.
Okay, I can read. I remembered how to read.
It's this one.
Is it the one at 8:22
All right.
or 8:23?
Hey, you were in Japan for like now I'm losing my English. Thanks a lot, Sai.
You got it, man. You can do it.
It's
I believe
this
in
one.
you.
I believe in you. I believe in
Hey.
you, Jack.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, Sai. Hey, you were in Japan for like a while. Do you want to go back?
You did it! You did it! Oh yes!
He said the magic word.
Are you guys ready for the most real answer I've ever given you?
No.
Real talk.
No.
Real
I'm
talk?
scared.
Japan is a great place to visit and a great place to live, an absolute god-awful place to work. So to answer your question, probably not. I do want to go back because I owe Aki the trip over there, but it's like $6,000 just to get there.
Oof.
But no,
Another 10 grand to
Do
spend
not-
on shit.
do not work in Japan. My God, does it blow? But
How
that
come?
being said, living there was really, really cool. I loved living there, and visiting there would be just as good.
Can
Okay.
you talk about why it wasn't a good experience working?
Unless that's a future question.
The question
Is-
now.
It's a question
I don't
now.
think so.
It's a
Okay,
question
it's
now.
It's a now question.
Now,
No.
okay. This is actually one of the crazy stories because I've got like 6 billion of them. But what made me freaking snap, like just completely, was I was in the middle of a presentation because the kids in Japan, they're only taught English, and they're only taught English so they can pass their high school entrance exams and get into college, and then completely forget about the language and it ever existing.
And then become weird voice actors.
Something like that. But I was trying to. I had an extra class in this particular semester, so I wanted to teach the kids why it's important. You know, if they hate English, fine. Learn something else. Learn Portuguese, for crying out loud, because a lot of people in Japan speak it, because there's so many Brazilians. But the teacher stopped me in the middle of my lecture and said, "You're boring these kids. They're never going to leave their hometown. They're only going to get jobs in their hometown. They're never going to travel abroad. You're boring them. We need to do something else." And I was just utterly flabbergasted at this whole thing, because the Ministry of the Ministry of Education in Japan and whatnot constantly told us, you need to be creative, you need to get these kids motivated. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm so up for this. And then the teachers shut me down. And that's
awful.
And that's when I was like, you know what? Goomba's not in the profession that he needs to be in. And I freaking lost it. And then when the class was done, I walked up to her and I said, "Why am I here?" And she said, "To teach the kids English." And I'm like, "That's what I thought." And then that was it.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Well, like I said,
sucks.
it's a crazy real answer. I experienced racism while I was over there, like not nearly to the extent that anyone who is not white experiences, but I mean, it was trippy being a white
Minority.
Christian male and then just get hit with racism. It was weird. So I got a little tiny taste of what a lot of people go through here in the States. It's not a pleasant place to live if you're a foreigner. Not for a long period of time. Like 2 years tops, and then you're going to be so sick of it. You're going to, like, I left Japan hating it. I hated Japan when I left. And it took about a year before I stopped being as jaded. And you'd never expect to hear that coming from me, of all people, with as much as I get called a weeaboo. But no, I hated Japan for the longest time after all that. But it's getting better.
The next one is, what is one crazy story you have from Japan?
Yeah. You want to hear? I've got a good story.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's always nice.
My other job besides teaching English was being a grassroots diplomat. And so the best example I have from that is there was a friend of mine who was visiting from the U.S., and I was taking her to a train because she had to go back home. And we passed this group of like 3 junior high school girls. They looked like they were playing softball or something. And they were watching us walk and whispering back and forth. I'm like, okay, I'm on to you. And so when I dropped her off, and then I turned around and walked back, I heard them say something along the lines of "Nihongo wakaru kana," which is literally, "I wonder if he understands Japanese." And I just turned around with a big giant smile and I said "Soyo," which is basically yeah. Very casual. And so there's what I call the multi-step process of destroying tatemae, which is their word for like the face or the fake outward appearance that I hate with a fiery burning passion. So it's being stunned because I addressed them in Japanese, being super formal because they were showing their face. But the third step was when you break down that concrete wall of tatemae and you were able to talk to them for who they are. And by the end of it, they were laughing and giggling. They were making fun of me because I was a little pudgy, which is fine because that means they're opening up. And I had to go because I had to get home. I had to take care of some things. And I was crossing the street and I heard this van honking behind me. And I was like, oh, God, what do you people want? And it's those three girls were hanging out their van window, like waving. And I'm like, this is why I'm here. And this is why I do game exchange. So
For the underage girls.
Yep.
That was it.
Oh, jeez. Gage, are you gonna be okay?
That I have.
I'll be fine.
My mother was visiting from home, and there's this bar called Side 6. If anyone knows anything about the original Gundam, it's a Gundam theme bar. Whatever.
Yeah. Awesome.
I know the guy Yazan. Like I went there every week, at least once a week, so I got to know the bartender. It's a family-owned business, so everyone knew me. It was super fun. My mom was there visiting. There was this nasty-looking, grumpy salaryman that came through the door, and he looked at my mom, who gave this big motherly smile, grimaced, and turned and left. And I'm like, wow.
Oh, jeez.
But that's what I'm talking about. That is a normal day-to-day occurrence in Japan.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's a white guy.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, racism, like in Asian countries, is pretty much common since, I used to travel with my family to China, for example. I haven't been to Japan yet. I'm gonna visit there for the first time in April, which is a good time. But regardless, I've been to China and Thailand, and I also been to South Korea a bit. And in all of those countries, it's pretty predominant because it's much like if someone in the US who's like completely foreign, like in language or whatever, like the way he dresses, wears, and everything is completely foreign to the US. It's pretty much the same like over there in Asian countries. So people will stare at you like you're some kind of an exhibit or something.
Pretty much.
So and it's common, I guess.
I'm so terrified for taking Aki over because, like I said, she's really, really small and really cute, but God, she's got crazy curves. And it's very, very commonplace for girls to like grab each other's boobs and like size each other up. Like I was playing badminton with some of my kids because they're all these, you know, the Japan clubs you keep hearing about. I went with badminton, and we were getting set up, and there were 3 girls in the corner, and they were grabbing each other's boobs, and I'm like, I don't need to see this, not at all.
I thought that only happened in anime. Oh,
no, it happens.
She's like, what am I,
it
Japanese
happens for real.
I didn't need to know this.
But I'm so afraid because they also have no butts. Like, they can get plastic surgery to give themselves tits, whatever, but they have no butts. Not at all. In fact, it's bad to have a big butt in Japan, and Aki's got quite a large booty, and I'm just terribly afraid someone's going to come up and smack her in the butt just to see if it vibrates, and then I'm going to have to punch them. Oh. But this is a legit fear that I have because I've seen it happen.
Oh my goodness!
Like there is no such thing as sexual, not really any such thing as sexual harassment when you're a foreigner working in Japan. You can't really fight it. You can't really fight it very well.
That's actually really terrifying to hear.
It is, but my gal friend and one of my coworkers, I don't want to mention names, but she's like half black, so she's got kind of a booty. And she told me all about her junior high kids. They would just come up and smack her in the butt, and they would be fascinated the fact that it spranged back because they said, and they would say, and I quote, "My mom's butt doesn't do that."
Why
is back in their mom's butt?
Of reference.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
It doesn't really stop there. There have been several accounts. You know, not as many as a lot of people would make it out to be, but there have been quite a few accounts of like supervisors getting pervy on other ALTs or assistant language teachers. My first advisor, he was probably one of the coolest people I've met, but God, he was a creeper. Like, whoa, like the stereotypical Japan creeper that you don't think really exists. He was that creepy.
Oh. So he's like.
Oh shit.
Anywho, sorry. Let's just move on to the next question because I could.
That's terrifying.
One more question regarding Japan. One more question. It's a retarded one, but I'll ask it anyway. Have you found Jesus and Buddha in Japan yet?
What?
Yo, what the fuck?
What the hell? Have you found Jesus and Buddha in Japan?
It's
anime.
Fuck you! It's the show, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
I didn't
have you
hear
found
what he
Jesus?
said, so I was just like, what? And
You know,
I was like, why?
I was actually going to give a real answer because I live next to a church, and I went to go see the Daibutsu in where was it? Not Kanagawa. It was in oh my god, where was it? It was near Osaka.
Oh yeah, that place.
I heard that place.
I can't remember places now.
It's okay. No one will.
Osaka has me an idea of where it is anyway, so. Continue.
Oh my god.
All right.
Right along.
Okay. All right. Who wants number 10? Who hasn't said anything? A Frab.
You can kind of combine 10 and
Well.
11.
I'll ask the
you
next two
can't.
since they're the same thing, more or less.
Okay.
Okay. 2 questions are, what's your favorite fan moment and what's your weirdest fan moment?
I've got a lot of favorite fan moments. Many of them have just been the outpouring of encouragement that I would get because I get so much terrible negative feedback from a lot of people. But I think, like, when I first opened my P.O. box, people were really stoked, and I've just gotten so much really cool stuff, like, not expensive mind, but like homemade stuff. Like, there was a guy in Mexico who made a woodblock burning, not printing, but like burnt etched Gaijin Goomba in a block of wood, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. But
That's awesome.
other favorite fan moments. There was what was it? One of my favorite fan moments, because it's not a fan at all, was the very first comment that I ever got when I put up my first episode, like ever, back when no one knew who I was. And the first comment that I've ever received was, "Go back to Japan, white pig, baka gaijin."
Wow.
I kid you not.
Whoa.
But it's one of my favorite moments because it was like the make or break point for me. It was either I could either endure this because I would endure it forever. I knew from that point on I would endure it forever, or I could give up. And I just decided to keep going. So that's why it's one of my favorite fan moments, even though it had nothing to do with a fan. Weirdest fan moment. I've had people give me their entire life story with absolutely no context. Like, I listen to a lot of people. I listen to fans. I read comments. I pay attention to when people are trying to address me. But if there's absolutely no point into what it is you're saying, I can't respond. I have nothing to say in response to it. Like, I've had a lot of people talking about their life experiences with synthetic relationships because that was a big honking deal for me in one of my episodes. But even then, I'm like, I have nothing to respond to. You gave me your life's testament about how you're into a synthetic relationship, and I'm apparently wrong, even though you haven't said that. But I have nothing to say. Those are the weird fan moments because they're like 8 paragraphs long, and they're just like, this is me, this is what I do, and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Good for you.
What do I say in response? Like, if you're gonna talk to me, just make sure there's something for me to have in this conversation. Otherwise, I'm being talked at. So yeah.
I guess they might have been, in that case, they could have potentially been trying to connect with you on some level, but they just went about it the wrong way.
That's what I think. But I mean, even then, if they could say something like, "This is me reaching out to you. I want to know what you think." Like, there was no invitation for me to say anything, so I don't know what to say. So just big hint for people: if you want to send me your life story, please have some way for me to react. Don't just give me your life story and be like, "Okay, bye." I don't know what to say to that.
I was born in a small village on the Easter Bye.
Okay, dude, you rock that. You rock Easter.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised, man.
Huh. All right, who wants the next one?
I'll take the next one.
Go for the next one.
Hello, Gaijin Goomba. Favorite web shows and why?
Okay, there's a lot. Okay, so obviously I do love game theory and digressing and side questing because there is a lot of good mental stimulation there, and it actually helps me think about what I'm going to do for a future episode. I love the completionist because Greg's humor and the fact that Gerard is doing something that I don't see many people do. Like, with the exception of maybe Until We Win, but I don't see too many people reviewing a game that they're like, I put my heart and blood, sweat, and tears into making this game all the way through, and I respect that. I love the decks because it's like a living player's guide that goes beyond being a walkthrough because there's sketches and comedy and stuff involved. I love Peanut Butter Gamer because of his unique energy that he puts into his episodes, as well as his in air quotes innocent comedy. Like, when he was talking about Philip CDI, I died laughing when he said, "It makes me so freaking frustrating, I might just say a swear." And I'm like, oh my god, PVG. You're just...
And his amazing hair. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Like I said before, I really like JonTron because of his very unique energy and his very unique delivery. I have not seen anyone else do what he does. I'll go ahead and say it, Cy and Frob. I love Super Psyguy Super Show. I love it because, Cy, you're random as hell.
I get that a lot.
I'm being random.
But Frob, the fact that you capture it in picture form and then alter the picture's movements to match. I tried doing that in our collab Game Exchange episode, and I'm like, God damn it, how does Frob do this and make it work?
Frob's a wizard. We established this.
I'm sure, much to many of you's dismay, I really do like the old Bastardized series still. I still
oh wow.
even stuff like old Parody Rangers, Ronaldo still cracks me the hell up.
Fuck.
Enough said.
Make Ronaldo say milks.
Wait, what does it have to do with anything?
Zabby, stop talking about your boobs in secret.
I got no milk!
And for what it's worth, I really like Tome, because I really like I've loved Curb's animation style like ever since the very beginning till now. So I mean, those are just the ones that are off the top of my head. But there's a lot that I could list and why I like them. But those were the ones that came to mind.
I love Tome 2, so that's awesome. So it's awesome.
There's a second one? Tome 2? You said... Alright.
I said... okay.
Yeah.
I see as well.
Who wants the next two?
I want the next two.
You can have the next two. Be funny.
I'll do funny sound.
Oh god.
You're asking the impossible.
But seriously, since I want to ask the next two because I'm also like a music producer as a profession, so maybe I thought it would be interesting. Next question is, what's your favorite sound? Like, do you have a specific sound that you'd like to, like from a game, for example?
Oh, well, okay. Because I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna say anything specifically from a game, because I was actually gonna say my wife's giggle. Nothing cheers me up more than hearing that. It's so freaking cute.
I think that counts because it's just his favorite sound.
It is my all-time favorite sound because no matter how pissed off I am or how sad I am, when I hear that giggle, I'm like, oh my god,
that's adorable.
But I also love NES explosion sounds.
Like yeah,
old, like
those noise crunches, noise shapes.
Those like something like that.
What if you were playing a game like that, but they replaced all those sounds with your wife's giggle?
I would be swooning the entire time. I'm like, I gotta kill you now.
Can't even play the game.
Hurry up and die. I want to hear it.
Trying to land a Top Gun.
I would like, yes.
I fucked up.
How long have
Losing
you
is
been
winning.
married?
Do what?
How long have you been married?
Next, we were married last year, May 1st. So
awesome.
A year or so, but we've been together for like 3. We've been together for a while.
Oh, okay.
Least favorite sound. I hate the sound of people dying. Like in a comedic sense, it's fine, but like this is why I hate horror movies. Like I personally hate them. I can't psychologically deal with it. I can't psychologically deal.
Oh, me neither.
With people.
I know that feeling.
Like this. That's why I'm so adamant. Like if you guys know anything about me, I constantly talk about how there's this massive hypocrisy of the prevalence of death, dying, gore, violence, and suffering over sexuality, boobs, and booty, and how I would favor the latter far more than the earlier. And this is the big psychological reason why. It's not because I'm a dude and think about these kind of things. It's because that stuff bothers me. Like Mortal Kombat, especially the most recent Mortal Kombat, with the fatalities, they disturb me on so many freaking levels.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Ironically enough, though, I love the story when it comes to the single player campaign. I really liked that. I sat down and watched the entire 2-hour movie of it. But stuff like that, stuff like Final Destination. I hate Final Destination.
Oh God.
I hate watching people suffering and dying, and I will never understand my people's fascination with it.
Right.
I guess because it's more like the shock gore kind of thing. That's people just love this kind of thing. But I agree with you about it in different level because I don't mind people dying. No, I do. I do mind.
I don't mind people dying.
Fuck. But you know what I mean. Like I don't mind when it's on a medium. It's fine that people get killed and stuff. I mean if people want to explore that kind of stuff, that it's fine. But I don't like it. Like let's say you gave a good example, Final Destination. People do it for no particular reason, but people love it because oh my god, dude, it's fucking getting killed by a fucking chainsaw with 2 things and stuff like that. And I feel that because I don't necessarily watch horror movies, but I do feel, for example, that I do want horror movies that actually have some integrity when it comes to why those things happen, besides of just killing people. Is what I'm saying.
Like
so, it's like if there's a reason for it, then I'm okay with it, even though it's horrifying. Is what I'm saying.
I could honestly straight up say with all confidence in front of all of you and everyone listening, I would much rather watch gay porn than Saw.
What about gay Saw?
I would too.
Gay Saw.
7 days.
How does that work?
Hello, I want to play a game.
Hello.
my God.
I want to play a game.
With
You
your
have to
butt.
stick this dildo up your butt.
Holy shit.
Why is Batman in Saw? I don't understand.
This is horrible.
Hey
Okay.
girls,
I
let's
think
play a game.
in places like the UK, I think that it's reversed. That the emphasis is more on like this, like sex is not as big of a deal there, but gore is.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've heard.
Just look at Monty Python.
actually
I
true.
mean, jeez.
We can ask the UK resident Frob here if that is true or not. Frob?
No,
I think
I
it's
believe it's true because I know there was like something that happened back in like the 90s or so where anything with gore had to have like a big warning sign or thing like gore and video nasty and things like that. So I think that's the case.
Hmm.
I see.
I remember walking around. I can't remember which city it was at the moment. It was in Europe, and there were a couple of very, very large, full-body nude ads, and I was very surprised. And that was totally okay over there, but that's not okay here. I mean, you have to have it covered up, have certain things covered up, but no, these were not covered up. So, it's different culture.
Who had the next one?
I will take it.
Gabby, go ahead.
If you could do anything for a living, anything at all, what would it be and why?
If I could do anything at all, I would be doing exactly what it is that I'm doing now, teaching on my own terms and my own rules. I tried teaching in the system, and the system sucks.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The system is broken and the system does not work. But I teach by my own rules, and I would not have anything any other way.
Nice.
Right.
Sounded
the
so
system.
rebellious.
Because it is.
Fuck
No,
the
no, no,
man.
no. Really quick story. I was invited back to my old college because apparently the Japanese department wanted to have people talk about their experiences overseas. Everyone's was boring and stale, and the exact same thing was basically, I was a tourist. Although I was also studying. I'm like, screw all that. I'm going to talk about the love of the people that I had while I was over there, and I did, and it blew everyone away. And I had a handful of teachers, my old Japanese teachers, come up to me and say, "Why don't you go back to school and get your master's and go teach?" And I'm like, one, that's going to be more money and more time that I don't have, and I don't want to be any more in debt than I already am. And two, I wouldn't be able to teach the way that I want to, and it's not going to be an effective way either. And I mean, they could not understand that. They could not understand that teaching can be done and is done, we've proven it, outside the confines of the classroom. In fact, it works better when it's outside the confines of the classroom.
I have a friend who is a certified teacher, but she and I did theater together in a local theater group when we were younger. And she left the system and decided to just teach at the theater group because she hated the system just as much as you do.
Yeah. It doesn't work, and no one is willing to change anything. Like the system here, as is much of Japan that I got frustrated with. It's like an old grandfather clock that's just dusty and doesn't work. But if you would shake it hard, really hard, just really fast, it would start working again. And that's what frustrated me about Japan and the education system in general, is that no one's willing to shake the clock even if it desperately needs it. Sorry, that's a downer.
No, it's cool.
Now let's ask about something fun. Who wants the next one?
I'll take it.
Well, here you can have it.
Yeah! Awesome! Alright. What's your favorite video game controller?
That would be the N64 controller.
Yes.
Is it really? Why?
It is really. Because it's very adaptive. Now, granted, I know a lot of people like the DualShock controller, but I hate moving my thumbs that far into the controller itself. It just bugs me a little bit because I grew up on NES. But the N64, it works so well because if you needed the stick, it felt like a single controller there. But if you needed the D-pad, all you had to do was just move over to the other grip, and it worked just fine. It felt very smooth. Whereas like the GameCube controller, the D-pad just wouldn't work. It was so hard to push anything in and make it go. But it's all about D-pad, man.
Oh no, RoboKatie.
RoboKatie.
Why?
I don't know. When I think of the N64 controller, I think of like a spaceship from Star Wars, not like a controller.
I see. There's this one thing where it's like my favorite controller is the N64 controller because I am a spider and I have all these hands.
I don't know.
I mean, one thing for sure about the N64 controller is that most people I talk to is like they love the N64. I even like have an N64 that I played a lot of games on, but I never really liked the controller. I just played with it because it was coming with the system, I wasn't
the analog
really.
stick was made of plastic, like on the inside gears, and that was the only issue with the controller. Because over time, it would just disintegrate.
Yeah.
Mostly
Someday we
Mario
will not
Party.
have any N64 controllers left.
Not if I can help it.
That's terrifying.
Little bit currency.
I know the N64 controller disintegrated my hand when I played those mini games in Mario Party.
Oh my god, yes! Spin the controller around.
You know exactly the ones I'm talking about too,
The
like
fucking
the spinny
kayak
ones,
one.
and you're like,
Tiger
I
Woods.
have no.
I had a hole in the middle of my hand.
one-
They issued gloves for people. No joke.
I know.
But nobody
worst
heard
was-
of that crap, so
I-
didn't work.
Y'all bunch of haters.
No,
That
I mean,
may
I
be
didn't expect
true
for
for
this.
me and maybe
That's
Frog,
good.
but
I
I
used
don't
to
know
it's
about
nothing
the
that
rest.
I would
Oh,
expect from
Nicholas.
like anyone to say that it's the favorite because it's such an obscure controller. It's kind of weird.
Is it
It's a
really
matter
that
of
obscure?
opinion.
I don't think it's
Oh,
obscure.
I said obscure because this is the only word in English I know to speak. I said
I liked the N64 controller before it was popular.
Shut up, hipster.
I liked the Neo Geo Pocket Color D-pad because it clicked and I'm a hipster.
I don't know. When I'm holding like a PS3 controller, it just feels natural to me. I don't know why. And I grew up with a Super NES controller, so
Because see, originally
Really?
I was going to say the Super Nintendo controller because everything felt like where it needed to be. But
yes.
with the advent of 3D gaming, you just can't play a 3D game with a D-pad.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
All right, who had the next one?
I'll do it.
He'll do it.
Do it.
I'll do it. Holy shit! You can merge two games together. What are they, and why would it be amazing?
You're really going to hate my answer because it's actually a game that's already in development. I thought Hyrule Warriors was the best idea ever.
Oh yeah.
Because, well, I know everyone's disappointed, but no, it's like so many of the 3D Zelda games were very much focused on combat, and to see that those items and that kind of fighting in a scenario where it's this big giant war, I was really stoked for it. So like, if this game wasn't coming out, that's probably what I would say.
I just really want that scarf.
Yeah, you
Well,
could probably
yeah.
find it on Etsy or something like that by now.
Wouldn't scarf.
But
Dave
I just,
already has it.
but I really just like that concept. I really hope that item integration goes into when you're fighting, like, I guess you could call them general monsters, like of general rank. Like in the little brief description that we got to see, Link had bombs. There were Dodongos. Is it gonna happen, or do you just attack and slash them like normal? And if that's the case, that's gonna be boring. But I really hope that they integrate the items like they did in the games, because I'm a giant, fresh out of the closet Zelda fanboy.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yay.
interesting because the Muso games have never been like particularly huge over here in America, and I'm wondering if this is going to be the one that sort of breaks the mold.
I hope so.
Bat Ride War coming to America. Here we go, everybody.
As far as the items go, I know in the first Pirate Warriors game they had like a moves that you could switch out with the D-pad or like one of the shoulder pads. So they might do something like that.
I just wonder how the characters are gonna work. Anywho.
All right, who wants the next one? It's really
I want
important.
the next one.
You can have it, I get, but you
Okay.
can't have any more.
Okay, only one. Okay, it's fine. All right. What's your favorite type of soap?
Hold on. He mispronounced that word.
Oh, soap.
Hold on.
Say
Soup.
Soap.
It ain't Old Spice, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Old Spice has
Yeah,
a soup.
what's your favorite type of soap? It's soup. Soup.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad for laughing.
You should.
I don't.
Fuck. Soup. What's your favorite fucking type of soup?
Campbell soup, so good. But no,
Ah.
actually, I actually think miso soup is my favorite. I went through this weird phase before going to Japan where I would actually go to these big, giant, nice Japanese restaurants, and they'd be like, "Oh, what can I get for you?" I said, "I want your best, pure, virgin white rice. Don't you dare put anything on it, and give me like 3 bowls of miso soup," and that's all I'd eat. But I mean, miso. There's like this. I don't know if it's a fable or a parable or a saying or something, but it's like good miso soup can be, if it's good enough, it would be the only thing you would ever want to eat for like years. And I can understand that. And it's also one of the best things to have during winter. It's very much, miso soup is like ice cream to women. I kid you not, it's that kind of comfort food. I hate to generalize, but I mean, if I could describe it in any way, that's how I would describe it.
I do love miso soup, so I understand.
Yeah, it's quite good.
So good.
I love sushi too. So miso
He's like
soup and
thinking about
sushi
it
is
right
just,
now.
the
Like,
best.
I want it.
Oh, I got like a miso boner.
Oh,
Would you say
dear.
miso horny?
No, but that's better. Miso horny.
Boo this man.
Fucking shit. Alright.
All right, who wants the next one?
I'd like it.
Here it is.
Thanks. You're a pal.
I know.
What is one trend video games of today are suffering from, and how would you fix it?
It really is about what sells versus artistic vision. Because really back in the day, way back in the day, like games were nothing more than the imagination, the ideas that their developers had, because they didn't have much to work with. You know, you couldn't customize a game to fit a genre or not a genre, but like an overarching market. I don't think that was the mentality back in the day. Like, what made Shigeru Miyamoto so good at what he does is that he just makes stuff because he thinks it's a good idea. He thinks this mechanic is a good idea. He thinks this story is a good idea. I don't think for a minute that he spends too many waking hours of the day thinking about what's going to sell to freaking everyone. Now, granted, with new Marios being what they are, I think other people have come up with that idea. But I mean, when I see games now, I'm very disheartened because it's like, yep, that's a game that's going to appeal to the absolute most largest market. I mean, it's like what's happening with Resident Evil. Capcom is blaming us because they say we don't buy into their horror genre, when lo and behold, Amnesia did stellar. So it's like what Jim Sterling said when he was talking about, what was it? It was like salad dressing or something. I can't even remember. But it's like, or was it soup? I don't remember. He said, but basically.
Soup.
Yeah, it was based on soup. It was like, there's no such thing as a perfect soup. There's no soup that everyone wants. It doesn't exist. So when you focus on good soup for specific people, that's when it becomes the stuff of legends. And that's something that I think the industry has forgotten, and it's suffering heavy for it.
Yeah.
That and the fact that they're just putting a lot of money and a lot of, like, they have a lot of big, just for making one fucking game, they need to have like 400 fucking people to make one Call of Duty game. So I think they need to go back to how they make like Crash Bandicoot and stuff. Just like have 6-7 people in a fucking studio and just make the game.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more question, and then that'll be it. I'm gonna nominate whoever just said that.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Christ Meow asks a 3-parter. So you got 3 questions.
In one.
Suck that sigh.
You son of a bitch.
Part 1. What is your favorite game exchange episode?
Oh, I have to answer now? Okay. I thought I was going to get all the parts. By the way, who's Christ Meow?
He's the only person who submitted something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's our
that's
Lord,
interesting.
Savior.
Everything else was
Okay.
dumb and stupid.
It's very depressing.
Yeah, no solid gold like favorite type of soup.
Hey, that actually spurred off a really interesting answer. So, yeah.
I've got 3 favorite episodes, so I'll rattle them off really quick. My very first episode that I recently had to take down because YouTube is poopy, was my rant about Galgun and the horrible hypocrisy of sexualization being demonized, where violence and death is apparently just the bee's knees. I liked that episode a whole heck of a lot, and is one of my favorites because it helped instill within me how important it was to do what I'm doing, because there's no other perspective except from the one that's at home, and I'm like, people are dumb. You need to think about things from other perspectives before you're going to judge them as being bad. Whereas Japan is totally okay with sexuality because, I don't know, they didn't have Quakers come in and ruin everything. I really loved the second episode. Technically, it was supposed to be my first, and then I saw on Screw Attack everyone was giving Galgun crap, and I'm like, you people need to shut the hell up. And it was when I was talking about all of the Japanese influences in Mario, because Mario is one of, but not my absolute favorite franchise. But it all came from Mario 3, like how Japan was literally in Mario 3. What in the world a Noko Noko was, and that came from the Knock Knock shell in Mario RPG. What the hell is a Tanuki suit? What is a Tanuki? Why does he turn into a statue? I addressed all these questions and answered them. And I guess lastly, my other all-time favorite would be my Animal Crossing episode, because, excuse me, I literally did that episode in a 7-hour stretch from absolutely nothing to end, because the cat woke me up at 6 o'clock, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to see what's going on in Animal Crossing. And then I saw freaking Rajo Taiso Daiichi, which is the exercises that they do in the early morning, and it's designated for like the old people to stay, calisthenics and all that. And I'm like, oh my god, I know where this is from, and I bet no one knows where this is from. To my computer, and literally it was just it was all of the determination and fervency, and I cranked that sucker out in like 7 hours from nothing to complete, and it did really well, and those 3 are the reasons why I keep doing Game Exchange, and why I keep basically encouraging myself to keep it up. So, yeah, there we go. Cool. 3 answers to 1 question.
Nice.
Well, the second part of that same question is, which one is your least favorite child? I mean, Game Exchange episode.
My favorite child, I really don't like him all that much. He's kind of a slacker. Okay, anyway. I didn't like my Russian episode. And I didn't like my Russian episode, not because I thought it was a bad episode, but because I felt like the direction was not where it needed to be. I spent a lot of time defending Russia, talking about their contribution to gaming, but I didn't talk about Russia being in games. At least not all that much. At least on a positive level. And a lot of people were like, okay, this doesn't have anything to do with culture or anything. And I'm like, you know what, guys, you're right. So I just felt like the direction could have been different. The other one, again, not because it was a bad video, but because it was just not what I needed to do, was my top 10 Japanese games, because it was just me being opinionated, which isn't what I'm about. So yeah, those were the 2 that I dislike the most, not because I think that they were poorly executed, but because they weren't quite what I was about.
Okay.
Last part. What project would you like to do in the future? Like, most like to do?
Oh, that one's hard. I want to keep working with other people, other YouTubers and such, and bringing them on so that I could work with them to talk about unique aspects of influence and culture from some of their favorite games. I picked up Psy because of Sonic. I picked up Curb because of Mario RPG. I picked up Chugga Conroy because of Okami. Everyone had a very personal tie to the video game that I was talking about, and I wanted their perspective of all of these different things and give them a chance to, do something a little bit bigger than just comedy, to do something that can bring the world together a little bit more, for them to be a part of that. And a lot of people don't, and that's okay. I let that go. But I mean, that's what I want to continue to do in the near future.
Awesome. Well, that is going to be it. That is going to be it for Whachow and Gaijin Goomba. We are killing him right now.
Dead.
I'm very sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite part.
Oh, Chiru and her murder.
I'll be right back.
But,
Gina and her flamethrower.
But I know you don't like hearing people die, so here's some headphones.
Oh, jeez.
I can hear myself.
Oh. Well, anyway,
Here's some earplugs.
Thank you for being on the show. That was a lot of fun. That had a lot of really great answers. I'm glad everybody could be here. I love each and every one of you just as much as the next, but not more than another.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Oh,
sorry, Gabby.
It's Trunks.
It's Trunks. Except Trunks and his sweet ass.
And a sweet Gaijin Goomba ass.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't get
Loads.
lost.
Hey guys, Psyguy here at the end of the show, and I just wanted to say that I love all of you. All of you are special and unique, and I love you, and I'm also begging for money again. That's right, it's the super amazing end card begging for money tournament, where I beg for money because Whachow costs $175 to host. Well, not, like, I host the Whachow page, and I host Boxer Hockey, and I host a lot of other things, and it's expensive, so I'm selling seats. So if you want to come on and join us for this madness, go to Whachow.com, click on Sean, and buy a seat. And that way you can join all of us for all the fun, and then you can help me pay bills for this thing, so we can stay online, we can stay free, and we can come to you every single month. So go to Whachow.com and click on Sean's face, and just donate your cares away. Anyways, thanks for joining us this time. I love all of you. I do mean that. I started off at the beginning because I do. I love all of you. It's special and wonderful and wonderfully special. Join us next week when I guess it's regular then. See ya.